Hey everybody, Dirili here with another unedited episode of Destiny's Princess with Yukimura's around. For better readings of different games, please see my main channel, just regular old Dirili, which will be linked in the description and probably other places around here. So we are on chapter 7 with Yukimura here, Phoenix Rising. And this time I'm going to bring my guide up properly. Okay. And if you don't remember, at the end of the last episode, we were naked just out of the bathtub, and he embraced us from behind. Woohoo! In Yukimura's arms, I was taken aback by the sudden embrace. But I'm smiling. We're just giving into this awfully easily. Yukimura!
Sorry, I was just so happy.
Happy? My brain wasn't working. It took all my effort just to echo Yukimura's words.
I thought you really didn't care. Oh, I thought you really did still care for Hanbei. I thought he had just backed out of the engagement because of his illness. I thought that deep down, you two really were in love, so I was happy to hear that you were thinking about me.
The arms wrapped around my back grew tighter, so much so that my legs almost lifted off the ground. Yukimura spoke plainly into my ear.
Saya, I love you.
My heart started pounding. Since when?
I don't know. Probably for a long time now. But that night, when you got hurt and I saw you lying there, my feelings for you grew stronger.
So it was love at first sight, pretty much.
That day, I wanted with all my heart and soul to protect you.
Oh. That was the night we first met. If that was true, his feelings might not just be an illusion of my brother's feelings. Maybe it meant I could trust his feelings for me were real. The moment the thought crossed my mind, my entire body ached with joy. That face of hers, man. That looks like more than joy. I thought I had loved the man who had been my fiancé. We'd been close since childhood, and I'd looked forward to us being married. But now, those feelings had faded into distant memories. My heart yearned for the man beside me now, who cared for me with such cheerful strength. Most importantly, his feeling that shook me to my core was a feeling that I'd never felt before.
I love you. I love you, Saya. More than anyone else.
As he spoke, Yukimura pressed his lips to my cheek. I love you too. I love you too, Yukimura.
You too? Really?
When I nodded, Yukimura hugged me even tighter.
Then, I'll never let you go.
Are we just totally ignoring the fact that we're supposed to be brother and sister here? For how long? Are we going to talk about this at all? Yukimura's hands on my back slid up toward my neck. He then pulled me close and captured my lips in a kiss. Hope nobody's around. Yukimura's breath was excited.
Can I touch you?
You're moving a little fast here. I swallowed back a gasp as he whispered in a husky voice. Well, actually, I guess being embraced naked was a pretty fast move too, so, yeah, I guess, well, touching naked is even worse. What can I say? We're all out of order here. I finally realized that my body was completely naked in his arms. The thought that I was pressed to his strong chest made me want to disappear from my shyness. What? Made me want to disappear from shyness.
Hey, Saya. Is it okay if I touch you?
Nod. I simply nodded.
Really?
As long as it's you, then yes.
If you're going to say something like that, there's no telling what I might do to you.
Yukimura pressed his body hard against me. He confessed his feelings, not attempting to hide his growing passion. His growing passion?
I don't care anymore. Whether we're brother and sister or not, it doesn't matter, Saya.
I had to say something. I had to tell him we weren't really related. But I couldn't do it now. Actually, now would be the perfect time. The dagger had said the only thing holding them in this world were the false memories. If he realized who he really was and wished to return home, Yukimura would be gone forever. But Yukimura, Yuki... I frantically called out Yukimura's name in between hungry kisses when... Excuse me.
Ugh.
Oh no! The two of us leapt apart at the sudden intrusion of the third voice. A splash went up around me as I jumped back into the water.
That voice.
Oh, I totally used the wrong voice. I had no idea who it was. Okay.
That voice. Kotoro. Where are you? I thought revealing myself might cause offense. But maybe it would make it easier to talk if I came out.
Please do. Please do come out. Once I spoke, Yukimura's face paled.
Are you crazy? Do you have any idea what you look like right now?
Of course I do. That's why I said it. We have to get him to come out so he'll forget what he saw from shock.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
No one would be stupid enough to come out after hearing that.
Only Kotoro's amazed voice came back in return. Okay, I don't quite understand that train of thought, but oh well. Oh no, he heard.
Never mind about that.
Flustered, Yukimura hastily wrapped a towel around his waist. Oh, he was naked. He didn't even have a towel on. Why didn't they tell us that earlier?
What do you want? Depending on what it is, I might not forgive you for this. Oh, no, I'm scared. It's dangerous to get in the way of love, I see.
Oh, he saw the whole thing. Kotoro spoke jokingly, but then lowered his voice.
What if it were about Nobunaga asking to see you? Father.
I watched as Yukimura's face turned into that of a commander general.
He said to come quickly. There's been a change in the movements of the demons around the castle. He said it might be time. Understood.
Yukimura nodded, with a merely kind glance over his shoulder at me, he left the bath area. Oh, we were a little too slow to have our moment. Yukimura. At last, the battle was beginning. The battle based on Hanbei's final strategy, our saving grace from the brink of disaster. As I watched Yukimura go, Kotoro spoke.
You don't need to worry. I'm sure Yukimura will make it through just fine. That certainly was a surprise, though. How long have you two been in that sort of relationship?
At once, my cheeks grew hot. Our relationship, unacceptable in the eyes of the world, had been discovered by Kotoro. Not to mention being caught in a place like this.
You're going to drown if you try to seek any further under the water.
Shut up! After being caught like that, I'd jump into a hole if I could.
I don't think you're going to find any holes in the bathtub.
I told you, I'm not trying to hide in here.
You're too funny.
Kotoro let out a chuckle.
Well, you've certainly chosen a difficult man to fall for. Your brother of all people.
I shall. I'm just gonna stay silent here. I'm not gonna put my foot in my mouth. He wasn't my brother. I wanted to say so, but I couldn't. Not now. Even if I did, he wouldn't understand. And if he did understand, that might mean losing Kotoro's military strength and prowess. As things stood now, it would be suicide. Kotoro must have taken my silence as despondence. He continued as if trying to soothe me.
Well, there's no stopping true love. Feelings are the one thing we can't control, and that's just the way things are.
His tone was different than usual. Perhaps he was implying that this was the way he truly felt deep down inside. This amateur ninja. Amateur? He's no amateur. What are you talking about? He's a professional. That's why he's been hired in the first place. And he's the leader. This quote-unquote amateur ninja, whom I'd never really spoken to before. He doesn't seem like such a bad guy at all. In spite of the circumstances, I felt my heart warm. I lowered my eyes and spoke from my heart. Thank you, Kotoro.
For what? You've given me quite a show.
Huh? Kotoro's voice was nearby. When I opened my eyes, he was there, crouched beside the bathtub. Mere inches away from me.
Ah, yes. Quite a sight for sore eyes.
Kotoro was gazing at me with a slight smirk. Ah! I splashed the water so hard, the bathtub nearly overturned, but my enemy was a ninja. He deftly dodged the water and once again disappeared. I couldn't even get him a little wet. Kotoro, don't you run away from me!
Sorry, but I must be seeing Lord Nobunaga soon. I couldn't show up all wet.
With a final laugh, Kotoro vanished. Oh, jeez. Oh well. I just have to get him back somehow later. We all know how that turns out when you try to get back at Kotoro. Anyway, the most important thing now was the demons. I got dressed and hurried to the castle tower. Father, may I come in? Nobunaga warmly answered my inquiry from outside the door.
Yes, come in.
When I walked in, all the main generals were gathered around. Nobunaga scrutinized me and my wet hair, and then gave a wry smile.
What could have brought you here in such urgency?
I want to know how the castle is faring too.
Is that so? And knowing, is there something you think you'd be able to do about it?
No. I regretted having to answer that way, but it was simply the truth. But still, don't you think it's odd for the princess of the kingdom to have to wonder and worry? I stood straight and tall and spoke with confidence. Yes, that was right. I rued my helplessness, but I was the last survivor of the family, the ruler of this nation. That fact remained unchanged. I couldn't just wait carefree to be saved by the savior I'd summoned. Nobunaga watched me curiously for a long time, but his eyes soon narrowed in a smile.
All right, sit there and be quiet.
I sat down in a corner of the room where I wouldn't be in the way. Nobunaga looked around and spoke in a voice that literally echoed in the pit of my stomach.
The time has come to fight.
The room was so silent, you could hear a pin drop.
But at the same time, this is a siege. We must rely heavily on both our offense and defense. But if Hanbei's strategy succeeds, these demons will never again threaten our castle. And what precisely is the strategy, my lord?
The one who spoke was a veteran vassal, one of the few survivors of this castle.
We will strike down the demon enemy's leader, deep within their headquarters. Sir!
A stir arose around the room at this plan, unknown except to those present at Hanbei's death.
And who is this leader of theirs? Rokaku Takayori.
For a moment I doubted my own ears. From the Rokaku clan?
With all due respect, my lord, there must be a mistake. The Rokaku clan has been long defeated.
He was right. It had happened long before I was even born. Our families had been in an age-long feud, but even that was ancient history now. Nobunaga set his chin magnanimously in his hand.
Kotoro, explain the details for us. Yes, sir.
After a curt answer, Kotoro stepped forward.
Like you've indicated, Rokaku Takayori is dead. How can a dead man command an army of demons? Precisely right. However, these demons are not creatures of this world. Rokaku Takayori was a cursed man. Trying to achieve enlightenment on his deathbed, he accidentally opened a door to hell.
Accidentally? That really wasn't his purpose?
It's thought the demons now attacking this nation, too, are acting on his will.
Once again, a stir of commotion went up around the room. I'd never imagined that such a thing would have occurred. We'd been plagued by demons for months, unsure of how to fight off the otherworldly creatures. If what Kotoro had said was true, then there was a way to protect our country. So in other words, if we can close up the hole, the demons will disappear?
Well, either that, or we burn up the corpse of Rokaku Takayori, the source of all this evil.
Once Kotoro had finished speaking, as if to say his duty were done, he disappeared from sight. Now that I thought of it, the dagger, the cause of all this, had been a gift from a Rokaku. Yes, that was what my father had once told me. The dagger at my breast let out a quiet cackle, audible to no one but myself. I suddenly felt nauseated at having such an object among us.
Everything is as he says.
Nobunaga snapped his fan shut and gestured at Masamune.
Masamune, come with me. We will head for the central bailey of Rokaku Kanonji Castle. Then, we will burn Rokaku Takayori's delusions to the ground once and for all. Yes, sir.
Masamune nodded, perfectly composed, as if he had known all along.
And so, Yukimura, I leave the castle in your charge. Lure the demons back here until we get Rokaku Takayori. What?
All at once, an uproar ran up all around the room.
With all due respect, my lord, the subjects remaining at the castle. Do not fear, I will protect them. even if it's in exchange for my own life.
Yukimura spoke out boldly.
At any rate, there's nowhere else to hide, and the demons will penetrate the castle soon enough.
It was true. That was why the castle had already once fallen. I knew that, whether it was used as a decoy or not, when the time came, the castle would fall.
But...
I shall help defend Yukimura. I spoke up in support of Yukimura's defense. Yukimura's right. We must do whatever we can. There's no point in living if we just simply sit and die to wait. I mean, simply sit and wait to die. Die to wait. Excuse me. I knew full well that if we did nothing, the castle would fall. In fact, I was the only one here that did know that fact. Yukimura looked at me and smiled.
Saya's right. Don't worry. We won't let the demons win a fight. Without a fight.
Gah! Man, am I not able to read self... Yukimura spoke with a smile, then turned to me. Our gazes met.
I cannot lose. I have something that I must protect.
Yukimura. His firm, confident gaze. His gentle, reliable words.
Is that so?
After looking back and forth between the two of us, a knowing smile came to Nobunaga's lips. He knows what's going on, as always.
Since when have the two of you been sharing such intimate gazes?
Not in front of everyone, Dad! Don't embarrass me like that! Both of us together turned bright red.
What are you saying about What are you talking about, Father? There isn't anything between... Oh-ho! Yet, did you say?
Oh, anything yet between us. Sorry! Screwing up even more. Yukimura, you idiot! It took all my composure not to shout my censor out loud.
So, you do intend to pursue this extraordinary relationship in the future? No, you see, we just... What a way to let the cat out of the bag.
Nobunaga laughed heartily, with evident amusement. He then smiled broadly and pointed at me with his fan.
Very well. The day you magnificently bring us through this peril, I'll give you the princess. Lord Nobunaga!
Neither Nobunaga and I, nor the vassals, could respond to this with anything but shock.
She's such a beautiful princess. I thought about keeping her myself, but oh well.
Oh god, he's just making things even worse. The elderly vassal stepped forward with alarm on his face.
My lord, what on earth? The princess is your daughter, Sir Yukimura's elder sister. My mind has been made up.
Nobunaga's answer was curt, but his determination shocked everyone present into silence.
I was hoping to test how well you work under my orders someday. This is a perfect opportunity.
What does that mean? Nobunaga's last few statements seemed very odd. It sounded as if Yukimura had never fought under Nobunaga's commands before. If he had all my real father's memories, he should never have said something like that. Plus, the way he had reacted to the issue of Yukimura and my relationship. It sounded like he knew all along that Yukimura and I were not related by blood.
Father, what do you mean by...
The vassals and Yukimura were all confused. I'm not. Nobunaga only snorted and laughed.
Never mind. There's no time to idly think of such things now. Just prepare yourself and fight. I look forward to seeing the damage that injured body can do. Yes, sir.
Yukimura gave a deep bow of his head. Chapter 7 finished. And I shall continue with Chapter 8 momentarily. Oh, good lord. Nobunaga, always the forward one. Even not in his own route. Oh, he's really a character. Oh, if you hadn't watched my other channel, all the other read-throughs beside Masamune and Yukimura are there. So if you want to read the other stuff, I probably sometimes will say spoilers from those other routes, because I kind of assume that most people have already read the stuff or listened to the stuff there, and these are the last one you're listening to. So anyway, everybody else's routes are on my main channel. So, I hope to see you later on, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.